It appears that all is not well between Donald Trump and also his closest ally, Benjamin Netanyahu, according to a report that has appeared in Axios, an American media outlet. The two leaders had a pretty tense exchange during their latest phone call that apparently went on for almost about an hour. The report cites a source saying that Netanyahu's hair was literally on fire during the phone call. Now, the American president and the Israeli prime minister seem to diverge over the future of the Iran war and potential peace agreement. Both leaders have discussed some new efforts to reach a peace deal with Iran. Reports say that Netanyahu is skeptical and is leaning more towards a possible resumption of the war. However, Trump had earlier said that Netanyahu will do as he is told on Iran. This comes after Qatar and Saudi Arabia stepped into mediation process along with Pakistan to bridge the gap between Washington and Tehran. The new effort reportedly focuses on a letter of intent that will trigger a 30-day ceasefire for negotiations on Iran's nuclear program. But Tehran seems to be playing hardball, and according to a Reuters exclusive report, Iran's new supreme leader Mujtaba Khamenei has now made it clear that the highly enriched uranium will remain inside the country. And Khamenei's stance on uranium could, of course, frustrate Donald Trump, who has said that the U.S. will take Iran's nuclear dust either by way of war or a deal. The Iranian media has reported that their government is responding to a text submitted by the Americans. The fragile ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. depends on Iran's response. And Donald Trump has indicated that the war might resume if he does not get the right answers.
If we don't get the right answers, it goes very quickly. We're all ready to go. We have to get the right answers. It would have to be a complete 100% good answers. And if we do, we save a lot of time, energy, and lives, most importantly.
According to a CNN report, the U.S. president had informed the Israeli prime minister that Washington will launch strikes on Iran. But within 24 hours, Trump called off the strikes after the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia and Qatar sought more time to broker a deal. Trump said that he had paused the strikes until early next week. And this has put the delicate ceasefire between the United States and Iran under some unprecedented strain. If both sides fail to bridge the gap, then West Asia could be staring at a renewed and a potentially deadly war. And I earlier spoke with Dr. Glenn Diesen, a professor of international relations at the University of Southeastern Norway. Listening to what he had to say.
Well, the overarching objective of the United States is still to defeat Iran, but I think the U.S. has trapped itself, so it would like to pursue some strategic sequencing where it goes after other targets first, because at the moment it's not able to defeat the Iranians. And it needs a pause, while the Israelis would like to continue the war against Iran. The concern, I think, in Israel is that if the war is put on a prolonged pause, then it's going to be very difficult to get Trump to commit to yet another war at a later point in time, given how disastrous it has been this time around. So I get the impression that Netanyahu has a lot of influence over Trump, also because of the donors in the United States linked to the Israeli lobby.